So, today I really wanted to talk about something really melancholy. So, like sad, right? Oh, God, that sounds stupid. So, as I'm holding this phone while holding this microphone in my other hand, and explain to you why I feel so frustrated right now. And, it just has to do with like a lot of like hardships and like what I've been feeling for the past 6 years, which is just me like hating society. And like I've always been like that. But like, why do I hate society? Like, okay, let's make today's video an example. I just hate that, like, people look at me and like, yeah, I know I'm fat and stuff, and like they look at me, they judge me, and like, wow, like, hey, she really doesn't take care of herself and stuff like that. And like, I mean, all right, but people, that's the problem. People are so simple minded that most people literally just analyze the moment. And they don't think, like, they just don't see your past. Like, people don't consider, like, hey, like, what has this person gone through? Like, most majority of people literally are simple minded, and they just see whoever they see right now, and that's it. That's the person they see. And it's just like, I hate that. Like, there's people like me who, I might be autistic. I might be therapist thinks I might be autistic, but like, right, so that means more like activity in the brain. So essentially, it causes a lot of overthinking. So then you get like overthinkers like me who like, I don't just see the person in front of me. I think like what have they gone through and what happened in their past. And yeah, there's them now, but it's that's only like a mere second of their life. Why would I only consider that? So it's like I do see like the bottom of the iceberg, essentially, not just the top like most people. But like, then again, some people just don't care. Like they won't bear to tell you like what they've gone through because they genuinely don't give a shit. But then there's people like me who are like gravely affected by their past. And it's like especially being a woman. I don't want to get like feminist here or anything, but like people treat you significantly worse, I think, and they just tend not to respect you as much. I'm not sure. Or it's like, I feel like just society in general just doesn't really care about you as much. I feel like the only male type that I can compare that gets the same kind of treatment are actually black males. So I just like to put that out so that, I like to be as fair as possible here. Yeah, right. So I just think it's really like, I just hate how like simple minded people are. Like, they don't Like, I can't imagine just looking at someone and just think one simple sentence. Like, that's how I see it. You really gave that person a 5-second judgment. Like, an individual is just so much deeper than that. And I don't know. Some people are like, actually, it's probably has to do with the fact that most people are actually hella simplistic. But then there's people like me who suffer from mental illness and are extremely complicated, and like, goddamn, this mind. It's like I dead ass thought it was like enlightened. I dead ass thought I was like enlightened at like 15, 16 years old because I just thought so much. And then once people now at like 21 are telling me I'm autistic, it's just throwing all my presumptions away. And it's like I feel embarrassed because it makes everything I've ever said before like false. So, and I know the way I speak is it's not that articulate. I used to be a lot more articulate before, but let's say I was just trying to numb my pain and I had some alcohol, and just that one period of drinking made me like a lot more boring than I used to be, but I did it so that I can deal with the pains I was experiencing before that never had any reward for anything, you know. If I ever looked that pretty, people would give me too much attention, and then I get negative feedback because people won't just leave me alone and just, just respect me. So everything, if I ever done anything good, it's always gotten like negative feedback in my life. So that's like one of the other reasons. And then there's also like me being like I know it, like I'm disassociated. I've been disassociated for like since first year of high school, but guess what? I've only like figured it out like now. And yeah, I'm seeking counseling. And like, not to get greedy here or anything, but like it would really help if like y'all could donate in my Patreon, because like sufferers of mental illness go through so much, and it's just really pricey on the wallet, you know what I'm saying? But you know, just consider it like a Christmas gift or something, a Christmas present. But like I've just always like I was like when I used to socialize back in school, which was a very very long time ago, right? I'd always be like the black sheep in arguments. Like I'll have like three people arguing with me, and then it's just me and the other side. So like I was always that one person that like I was essentially the black sheep, the scapegoat, whatever you call it. Not the odd one out, just the one that's taking on everyone else. So it's always like that's why like at such a young age I've always known that it was always like me versus society. And because they can't think too much, they have to be efficient, you know. Like if everyone was like overthinking, like the world becomes shambles. But like I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's like I'm like that because this might like hurt a lot of people, And I know why, because they think I'm a rude individual. But the reality is, ever since I was a young kid, I I made a letter to like God that I wanted to be like half a perfect person. And okay, just kind of ignore that first part, but then second part, right? I didn't want to ever be mean to anyone, because when I experience guilt, it'll go on for the entire semester all the way to the end of the year. So really my brain never forgives me. So a lot of the times I'll put myself in social interactions to hurt myself instead of other people, so that it's less painful for me. That And then yeah, I experience so much guilt, and it's ironic, because it's not ironic, but then you get the adjacent effect of that, where you you don't care too much about yourself. And like again, I'm dis- disassociative. So what comes with that is a lack of self, because to deal with the trauma you went through, you're dissociated. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I just walk around confused all the time. That's about it. I'm confused what to do, confused what I want, what she wants. And because I was in my younger years, I was always busy obsessing over other people, and really wanting to get to know people. And I just wanted everything to be like the main word the main oh dear, I don't even remember what that's called. The main pronoun I used to say when I was younger was literally you. In every sentence was like you, or I'd say we to say something like a human behavioral thing, I was talking. If I'd say we, it's something that to do with human behavior. And that was just me when I was younger. So I definitely ignored myself, because I I don't know, I was just like that. And I was always hoping growing up I'd find someone like me, who was who saw the world like me, and was always every conversation I would have, it was I always felt like I was trying to interview the person and really get to know them, at least in my eyes, because that's what was happening in my brain. And just a lot of pleasing and stuff. I don't do that anymore, because right, when I used to talk to guys before, I used to please them a lot, to be honest. And it was okay with it for a couple of years, until until you realize you're just a magnet for narcissists, and they like that kind of attention. It's no offense, it's usually uglier men that are narcissists, because they didn't get enough attention when they were younger, and these men actually just need help. They need they they feed off that attention, and that's what they need. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Am I a narcissist? um I think I'm self-centered I told my psychiatrist, like, I think I'm a narcissist, and she told me she didn't think I was a narcissist. So I'm, again, um, recontemplating it about me being a narcissist. But I feel like I am self centered, but I also, especially when I was younger, I give a good split of, yeah, I do think of myself a lot, but I also think of people almost a little bit slightly more than myself. So it's like that half and half of my attention when it comes to people and humans and stuff. But it's like, I never wanted to come off that way to be like a narcissist when I was younger. So I didn't. So I didn't. But then again, it's like, when I was very, very young, I was a very cute kid and I looked slightly different. I looked, no one asked, but I did look more Hispanic, just to let you know. And I was really popular when I was like a baby, and everyone like loved me and shit, and like everyone like was very nice to me, sociable, and they just all went up to me. I didn't know how to socialize because of that, and they just like really loved me and stuff. But it's because I was like extremely cute, I think. But like, because I got so much attention when I was young, and then I got older, I got a little bit weird looking. I don't know why, but I did, and then I didn't just get as much attention as I used to when I was like a very young girl. But my attention that I need, I just hate it if people completely ignore me. Like, I hate it. Like, it makes me so, like, I feel like I'm literally dying inside. Just why I think I'm a narcissist. But the thing is, if they hate me, it still feeds that need of being known to people, because I think I'm an amazing person, and I there is a slight sense of grandioso. Also, welcome to YouTube, where it's just a plethora, like a full room of narcissists, because we know how to talk. And you know what? Narcissists actually tend not to be bad people. They actually tend to be good people, but it's just they're self-centered. That's the problem. And I actually think people who aren't self-centered tend to be bad more, they tend to be more bad because they don't watch their actions as much as a narcissist would. So that's my opinion on that. But let's see, what was I talking about? Like, me being a kid, and I was also not fat when I was like up until like 5 years old, apparently, until like I got fed a lot. Apparently that's when I got fed. But then it's like, I don't want to talk about this. Never mind. Um it's kind of like, that's what I think. That I just be hating society because of how they treat me, pretty much. But what am I, a narcissist? At least I think so. I feel like people have used so much of their resources on me, but I've never like made myself like the perfect person for all the resources that have been put on me. But guess what? I grew up in an environment that was, in denial of mental illness, legitimately traditional Asian household that does not believe in mental illness, and it's just a thing in America. It's just you complaining, but it did not lead me to a lot of like it didn't help because like mental illness does exist, and it's best that you get medicated as young as you can so that your kid can grow up faster. And by the way, oh yeah, I just talked about hating society. Now we're gonna talk about like update on my life and shit. And so I got. It's like I legitimately just don't want to tell you that I'm like a light bipolar, essentially. And yeah, I was I was diagnosed with disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, and it's essentially like the younger version of bipolar disorder. And if it doesn't get treated, it usually turns into bipolar disorder. So it is, yeah. It's a mood disorder, and yeah, I've been taking Abilify since yesterday night, and it's really helped me a lot. Like when I instantly like consume the pill, it felt like it felt like what Adderall should have felt on me. Like, it felt different, but it definitely felt like a drug. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't know. It just felt like my kind of Adderall, and suddenly my perception of time has like improved dramatically. Like I'm not as slow anymore. Like I'm in like the world's like time span or something like that. So that's gonna help me so much. Um, Going back to school and college. God, now I have to bring that up. Now I have to finish. Like, I'm not gonna put that in. But like did anyone tell you that I'm looking for a job? And if y'all have a job for me, please feel free to hook me up because your girl needs a job. And yeah, thanks. But what was I gonna say? Bilify helps a lot. Still helps me with perception of time. However, today I decided to take Concerta too, which increases my dopamine. Abilify regulates your dopamine and serotonin balance, so it might lower down dopamine. I took Concerta that increases dopamine, so I don't know what's happening. Tomorrow, I'll try some Abilify and some coffee. But when I am on Abilify, like, I don't definitely not as mad as much, but I'm not sedated. I'm not. I'm just not mad. That's it. I still feel a lingering feeling of anxiety though that I always have, so I don't know. That's unusual, but it's okay. But I've been advised to get counseling, so I'm gonna get counseling, take my meds, and see where I get off from there. But the meds really help me, and I definitely need the meds in my daily life because it's like my perception of time is actually accurate on the meds, and that's been difficult on me previously, even if I rushed. Like your girl could have been like the next Kanye West if she didn't like get Abilify at this point of my mental illness. So yeah. So Like, you can kind of like call me like bipolar or something, essentially. And it's pretty cool. Like a light bipolar disorder.